Ever wondered how the mighty Roman Empire, a civilization that lasted over 1,000 years, actually came to an end? Forget the simple stories you learned in school. The real story is way more complex and fascinating. Let's dive into the true downfall of Rome. For centuries, Rome was the center of the world, a powerhouse of military might, engineering marvels, and cultural influence. But by the 3rd century AD, cracks started to show. It wasn't one single event, but a perfect storm of problems brewing for decades. First, let's talk about internal decay. The empire became too big to manage effectively. Political instability was rampant. We're talking about a period where emperors were being assassinated one after another in what's known as the crisis of the 3rd century. This constant civil war drained the treasury and weakened the government from the inside out. Imagine trying to run a country when the leadership changes every few months. Then came the economic troubles. To pay for its massive army and extravagant projects, Rome relied on conquest and plunder. But when expansion stopped, the money dried up. They started debasing their currency, mixing cheaper metals into their gold and silver coins. This led to runaway inflation. Prices skyrocketed, trade broke down, and the gap between the super-rich and the desperately poor grew wider than ever. The average citizen was struggling just to survive. At the same time, the empire was facing immense external pressure. Waves of so-called barbarian tribes, like the Goths and Vandals, were pushing against Rome's borders. These weren't just random raids. They were mass migrations of entire peoples, often fleeing from other conflicts in the east. The Roman army, stretched thin and full of foreign mercenaries who weren't always loyal, just couldn't hold them back. So, the famous fall in 476 AD, when the last Western Roman emperor was deposed, wasn't a sudden collapse. It was more like a slow, painful fading away. The empire had already split into two halves, east and west. And while the western part crumbled under the weight of political chaos, economic ruin, and relentless invasions, the Eastern Roman Empire, which we now call the Byzantine Empire, continued to thrive for another 1,000 years. So the fall of Rome wasn't a single event, but a long, complicated process of decline. It's a powerful lesson from history about how even the greatest empires can unravel. What do you think was the biggest factor? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history.